Hello friends. So I'm just bringing this video forward as I receive new information or things that I think are really cool to share with others. I think it's just something I'm going to start popping on and doing. But within my channeling group last night, I brought forward a message from Archangel Michael first, and it was noticed by the entity who teaches the group how to develop their skills that another entity wanted to push forward and bring a message. Now, I sensed it at the time, but I didn't fully allow this entity to bring a message forward. And that was me not listening to my higher guidance. But it's something that I wanted to explore. So this morning I was in meditation, and the entity that wanted to connect with me last night actually came forward in that meditation, and we had a telepathic conversation. And I asked who this entity was, and they said Hatshepsut. Now, some of you know about ancient Egyptian history. Hatshepsut was a female, but who wanted to be a king. Not a queen, but a king. So she basically made everybody say that she was a pharaoh and a king instead of a queen. And you will know her temple. Most of you, or many of you might know this, but her temple is that one that is in the rock inlaid where you can see the big cliffside, and then it's in the wall, and you can go up the big stairs all the way into it. That's the temple of Hatshepsut. So she was coming forward, and this is the first time that she has done this. This is very new for me. And I had to ask her, I'm like, are you sure? I got it right. Are you sure? And she was explaining that she was actually from the past, and she was communicating with me from the past. Now, this is very different for me, as I am normally connecting with energies that are non-physical, but she was communicating with me from the past which she lived. I carry fragments of Hatshepsut. And so she was communicating spiritually in her own spiritual work that she did at the time with me. This is what she was telling me, that she connects with me here in this time because I would need the information and to work with the energy that she had, but now. So she had the capability in those ancient times when she was ruling, in order with her spiritual connections, to jump timelines, so to speak, and connect with and communicate with aspects of herself in the future. Now, you can see how this is done for those of you who connect with your spiritual guides who are in the future, or future yous, or extraterrestrial yous, light beings, so on and so forth. We're able to be here now, get into a meditative state, and connect with these beings who we will be in the future. I keep saying that because I have to try to keep it organized so you understand. So it was no different. So I was asking her in this meditation this morning, and I was like, so you're connecting with me from our linear past, and it is like me communicating with my guides in the future, because I will be them. They are me, and I am you. See how this works? So she was explaining this to me, and I just thought it was so awesome. And she was explaining that she's bringing forward a sense of confidence and balance between the masculine and the feminine, ruling and being in power, but doing it from a space of unconditional love with the divine feminine energy. And I didn't stay in the meditation too long to really go for this because I have so much to do today that I can't stay in that space. But I know that she'll be connecting with me more. So it was her energy who was connecting with me from last night, from last night's channeling. It was her that was trying to bring forward the messages that the instructor who was trying to pull forward from me. So I thought this was very interesting because I did not even have the concept that someone from our linear past who is very involved with spirituality and connection with multidimensionality, which apparently she was, could do that. So this was a whole new level for me, but it makes sense because I'm doing that with my own beings and guides who work with me, just as you are doing with yours, even if you don't know it fully yet. Okay? So I thought this was such an amazing experience that might help some of you who might be having experiences that you're trying to figure out. Or it might just be expanding your awareness of how we can connect or communicate multidimensionally with the fragments of our soul, who we have been, who we are becoming. I just thought it was amazing. So the information that was really coming forward, just for clarification from this, was a new entity that came forward for me. This entity gave me the name Cokepi, which I think is just the cutest thing, first of all. They said their name was Cokepi, and I was like, that is the cutest thing. And they are from Jupiter. I failed to ask what dimension and consciousness density they're from, but will do in the future. But they said their name is Cokepi, they're from Jupiter, and I was like, I love asking questions like this. Well, what color skin do you have? And he gave me this like greenish color, but it has a certain name. It was a greenish, and I was like, what color hair do you have? I was like, do you have hair? And then he said that it was red. And I was like, okay, you're a red-headed, greenish colored being from Jupiter. And he said, I was like, do you have a big head or a small head? And he said, big. And I said, do you have big eyes or small eyes? And he said, big. And I was like, okay, what color clothes do you wear? He said, brown. And I was like, okay. So I have a green being, red-headed, brown clothing, wearing big head, big eyes, unseen friend from Jupiter named Cokepi. And Cokepi was there providing this information that was helping me to understand it even deeper from when I was actually communicating with her. So very cool advancements today. I'm very excited to explore this. A lot of my guides end up coming in and wafting out. So I don't know how long Cokepi and Hatshepsut will be around, but I'm really looking forward to seeing where this relationship goes and what information comes forward from it. It's really funny, when I was in Egypt, I ended up winning a prize from the tour manager, and the prize was actually a little Hatshepsut head, and she sits up on my altar with Isis and Bastet up there. So it was really cool to kind of see this all come back around from that time when we were in the Valley of the Kings back in 2019. So anyhow, I'm looking forward to it. I hope this maybe helped you understand why you can connect with certain energies. We can definitely connect with them from the past, as they were definitely more in tune with their multidimensionality and their spiritual connections, and they too were connecting with their higher guidance. During the years between those times, much of that was lost for a lot of reasons we can understand, and now we're coming back into that place of divinity and connection. So it makes a lot of sense why we'd be able to connect with those beings. Anyhow, I'd love to hear what you think. Please reach out. Hopefully that helps some of you. And I hope by sharing my own experiences, you begin to kind of understand your own. All right? Peace.